Yes, I've been looking forward to present my findings from my master thesis. But yes, first of all, my name is Nikolai, and I'm studying technology-based business development at Aarhus Business School. And I have the title of my thesis called Using the Metaverse as a Software Tool to Optimize Merchandising Solution for Grocery Retailers. So as you all, yes, I have the research question called How can physical grocery retailers improve their efficiency, profitability, and customer experience? So as you all probably know, online shopping increases each year, meaning that the physical shopping decreases in market share, but are still predicted to be relevant for the next many years, which is why I think it's important to investigate the technology used, as I think they are lacking in this industry with technological capabilities. So I've been investigating the current solution that they are using in these supermarkets to optimize store layouts. So one of the largest grocery retailers here in Denmark are using a tool that are based on transactions, past transactions and calendar days, which means that it is delayed in the form of the suggested constructed layouts that it develops. And another one is a more manual software tool that are used to delegate specific space for products and are just based on trial and errors in stores. So they come up with this solution and then they implement it in the store and then they just improvise with the trial and error. So my project is going to use virtual reality to gain a deeper customer insight by using Metaverse for testing different layouts. So it might be a bit, so I'll be using this for trying to catch the rising trends in the market instead of using this transactional approach that are delayed. So this will enable that you can capitalize more on market changes. As you saw during COVID-19 and the energy crisis, people might go from high-cost products to lower-cost products, meaning that the grocery retailers need to redefine their store. And it might be a bit confusing, but I've used two different metaverses to test my research. And the first one, the Metaverse V.1, is developed through Aarhus University Lab, where it was possible to track the eye tracking with raw data. And then the other one is a metaverse called V2, which is developed with in collaboration with Stibo. But unfortunately, it was not possible to get any specific eye tracking out of this VR headset used here. But as you just mentioned, I have replicated Rema 1000 here in Aarhus in the Metaverse. So if we dig a bit deeper into the first Metaverse, I have visualized the eye tracking data upon a recording from the user's perspective. So we can just see a short video here. So if we dig a bit deeper into the data, there's 15,000 data points generated from one session of 5 minutes here. And if we plot them all in an intensity graph, you can see that in virtual reality you tend to look in the center of the glasses, which I'm going to use as an assumption for my Metaverse V.2, where I don't have the possibility of eye tracking. So using eye tracking, you are just from the video you can detect the product gaze time on each product. So 42% of the time was spent on looking at the tomatoes, where 22% was spent on noise, meaning that you don't have a specific product in focus. That can then be converted to a heat map with the popular places with most attention, and where the blue mark is the product that finally got picked up. And in the Metaverse, you're using this feature as a teleportation feature, as you might have tried yourself in the Metaverse here. So it's possible to see how long the participants are spending in each spot, which will help you to detect the most trafficking areas within the store. So for example, the red marks here show that the user are spending between 25 to 20 seconds. And moving on to my own metaverse, where I have been scanning Rema 1000 and converted that to 3D models and then inserted it into the metaverse. And here it was possible to detect 3 different patterns in the browsing behavior, as the first one is looking for a more standard product, and in all grocery retailers, these standard milk products are placed in the bottom, which is why the participants are looking down here quickly. And in the second one, the participants are looking for for lactose-free milk, and that is a more rare product. So the participant already know that they need to look in the section for more rare products. And then the third one is more a general approach for browsing goods. As you can see here, browsing for the mushrooms, and yeah, it's a more general pattern of browsing. So I've been developing this framework to define the process for retailers to utilize virtual reality to optimize their store layouts. So the retailers need to specify a goal that they want to improve, and then they need to define the approach of testing methods. So what kind of variables they want to change each time for testing in the metaverse. And then they of course need to create the store layout, which can be done in the 2 ways you have seen. It can be done through digital designing the products, or it can be done through scanning of physical modules and then converting it to 3D models. And then it's suggested that they use a supplementary software application to suggest the initiative solutions that you can start improving on through these iterations. And then of course it's important to track the customer behavior through eye tracking to continuously improve the store layout. And then when the retailer finally have iterated through this circle and have come up with the best performing store layout, they should then roll it out into the physical stores. So the outcome of using such model would be that the physical stores would improve their store layout and the shopping convenience, as research indicate that convenience in store shopping means that the consumer will spend more in the store the more convenient it is to shop. So it's also a low-cost approach to gain knowledge within the metaverse for grocery retailers in case that metaverse is the new mainstream. And of course there are also some internal factors playing a role. If they have the capabilities or the abilities within the organization of IT skills to develop such metaverse to do the testing. And then there are external factors such as market economic trends that controls customer behavior. So if we zoom a bit out and look at the overall benefits for using such tools, the retailers will have a much more precise estimation of attention for the specific areas within the store. This means that they have their own products that are own labeled, where they have a margin of 25 to 30%. And then outside brands like Coca-Cola, they have a margin of 1 to 3%. This means that they now can estimate whether they should place their own labeled products or outside brands, where outside brands probably sell more, but private labeled products, you have a higher margin. So now you can start calculating on that. And then you will also find areas which are optimal for marketing and promotion within the high trafficking areas. And using such tool will also secure the correct layout. If you look at Coop, they pay approximately 9 million twice a year for changing the product, for doing a product rotation for the season change. So that is 18 million a year they just spent only on rotating products. And if they do that wrong, it's a high cost. And furthermore, they will also be able to follow the consumer trends with less delay. And they also have a new power to negotiate with these partners such as Coca-Cola. For in some cases, these companies offer X millions for a specific spot on a shelf, and then now they have the power to calculate whether it's worth or they should place their own labeled products instead of taking these deals. And a topic that I haven't really been talking about is the product suppliers for the grocery retailers who makes these food products. They also find it very interesting when I conducted interviews with them that they actually are able to test their products digitally before they even initiate any manufacturing or physical production. So they are capable of just designing it and testing it with user groups to gain insight of how well it will perform in the different stores based on its layouts, so that they can measure the attention and see how well it will perform compared to all the other products on the shelf. So yes, I think that was it actually.